That's what I like about same in my business. I really think it's about the people. It's not about Ed Jefferson.
Hello, everyone. Another episode of the Bob Carr Show. In the studio today, Ed Jefferson from Jet Blast came down from Baltimore today to chat with us. Ed, welcome.
Thank you, Robert. It's good to see you.
Likewise, sir. So, Ed, how in the world did we meet?
We have a mutual good friend there, Greg Mann, our local plumber. Greg set me up with you when we needed some irrigation done at my first home over there in Pasadena, Maryland.
Gotcha.
Back in the mid-'90s, I think, Bob.
Been a while.
Been a while. And then you did a garage for me in that same house. And here, 30 years later, built a new home, passed that one on to my daughter, and then set another one, wanted to do the same thing with you. Had you come in while we were building it, put the irrigation system in, and then, of course, do the garage floor, which is the icing on the cake when somebody comes to your house and they see a garage floor with that set up.
You got a beautiful home.
Thank you.
I love what you did there. Made everything easy for you and your wife.
That's a retirement home, everything on the first floor.
And it's local to your business.
It's 8-minute drive to work.
Is that it?
Yeah, which is very nice. I mean, that's.
So tell us a little bit about Jet Blast. What do you guys do there?
So Jet Blast is a environmental industrial service contractor, primarily in the Mid-Atlantic here. We service chemical refineries, power plants, wastewater plants, water plants, a lot of the heavy-duty cleaning. We're not an aesthetic cleaner. We don't clean anything to make it look good. I don't clean trucks or decks or houses. So our value is to get it working again.
Okay.
You got a tank, it's got a buildup in it. Agitator's no longer working. We'll come in, we'll water blast that. Have these vacuum trucks to remove the debris, remediate the clog. Big business now for us is the stormwater management. That's a lot of cities spend a lot of money on stormwater infiltration to slow the water down before it gets into the properties and sediment going to the Chesapeake Bay. So a lot of stormwater systems in the commercial side of that. So
why do you think that's increased?
Why I think it's just the governments are spending money to stop this runoff to get into Chesapeake Bay, which we all have to do our part. It's no different than you irrigate my lawn and make it look beautiful and grow, and I put down the fertilizers, but you got to be smart with that too. We don't want the runoff going into the bay.
Yeah, we don't want to pollute something.
Right. So
I got you.
So it's been good. We've been in business for 44 years.
Wow.
So
a lot of years.
Got involved with a buddy from high school and the early 80s, and we made a run at it, and then he's moved on to some other ventures, but we're still partners in it and still having a good time. And now we're looking at our exit plan. 62. How do you how you get into business? How do you get out of business?
So you think your son can step in?
I do. I think it's a few years away, and I discuss it with my wife all the time. If that's the route we go, if you sell it, you walk away and you're done. If it's my son, you're never quite done because, of course, that's your retirement, the business. But I had that opportunity with my father years and years ago. He had an auto parts business.
I never knew your dad had an auto parts business.
Yeah, Jeff's Auto Parts, which was over in Stony Creek area. And not far from Jet Blast, not far from Man Plumbing. And we ran that for 10 years, and then just didn't look like the future was going to be there for the mom and pop style.
Gotcha.
It's tough to compete with the AutoZones of the world and that. So I had the opportunity to get with my buddy Tim with Jet Blast. Seemed like the right move, growth, things for us. So it's been a good life. I have no complaints.
Is your wife still working in the school system?
No, my wife gave up the cheerleading. She was a cheerleading coach there at the high school, our local high school, and then went on and coached at the Naval Academy for a couple years, and came back to the high school. But at this point in our life, it was time to move on.
I remember talking to your wife one day at the house. Yeah. I never knew that side of your wife. Her face just glowed when she was telling me about that.
Yeah.
And all the kids that she worked with.
Yeah, started with a small rec club, and we both ran that, the Buccaneers, which is a rec club there in Pasadena, Maryland.
Appreciate you coming in today, Ed, and spending a couple minutes with us. And hope you'll come back sometime in the future.
Absolutely, Bob. I appreciate what you guys have always done for me. Your people are wonderful. They come out to the house. Now it's just my services. When the guys come out to make sure it's working right. Always good quality people, and that's what I like about same in my business. I really think it's about the people. It's not about Ed Jefferson.
Appreciate you taking the time today and coming in and spending a couple minutes with us, Ed.
Well, thanks for having me, Bob.
This wraps up another episode of the Bob Carr Show. Hit the like button below if you enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you soon.